What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky review, it's been, well, a while, and I did pick this lovely thing up at Target not that long ago, and well, I kind of forgot to review it. I looked at it for the patrons. They got a nice out-the-box reaction slash review, but I kind of forgot to do it here. So before I throw away the actual packaging, figured I'd check out the new Transformers slash Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wallop, or as I like to call it, Turtle Van Wilder, or also Turtletron. I mean, like, they could have given a much better name that sounded something Transformers like, but no, they called it Party Wallop, which is kind of dumb. And I get it, it's the party wagon at some point, but no, at the same time. But of course, you got it here kind of in a nice render. You've got Hasbro, Party Wallop, uh, Ninja Turtles all along there. Same thing there. You got 20 years, 24 years, I think, is, or maybe it's just supposed to be X 2024, because that didn't make sense, because this is going on like 40 years. Yeah, so not entirely certain. Either way. So you come around here, it shows you all the accessories and stuff. Come around to the back, you got Transforms in 20 versions, and this shows you that you can do all the different versions of the Turtles, which is, of course, pretty cool. And yeah, so this is the 40-year anniversary for this, so I don't know why I was thinking whatever. I just can't read, guys. It's fine. So it comes in this crazy, like, very different style of packaging. And also, considering the way Hasbro's been lately, the fact they did this nice big open plastic clamshell here is pretty impressive. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get it open, but it is what it is. And you do get this cool, like, turtle, mecha turtle shell shape. I do digs it. So, let's go ahead and bring out the figure. But before we do, I want to go ahead and mention the Taro video where I show you how to get it back from robot mode to vehicle mode. That will be available same day as this and should be linked at the end. Always make sure you check out the Transform and Rollout videos, guys. So, let's get to it. Alright, guys, so here we have the Party Wallop slash Turtle Van Wilder slash Turtletron here. And it's actually a really nice representation of the original old school Turtle Van. Like, I mean, it's got the kind of shell sides on here, got the Ninja Turtles logo, plus the crazy mouth bumper and all that. And it does represent a bit more, I think, of the cartoon version, a little bit less of like the toy version, but you still get like the jumbo wheels in the back, the gigantic spoiler, the turtle shell up top. You do get painted windows across it, which I do appreciate. You even get some painted taillights. So they put in some effort. You know, Hasbro isn't always known for doing such things. You even get two-tone green up here on the turtle shell roof, which is cool. And you get red paint here on the lights slash signs and turn signals. White and silver here on the headlights. White on the teeth there, which is interesting because it's painted over the green. So that's cool. And yeah, looks pretty neat. No opening doors or anything. Wheels do roll. They're pinned in there, but because of things going on underneath here, such as lovely weapons storage or a visible weapon syndrome, you can see here the bottom of the swords there actually does stick out, and it does pivot on them a little bit. You get some rolling with the wheels, but you can see it's pretty inconsistent. The guns on the roof do move, and I do believe with these tiny little pegs, they are Blush compatible, but I don't have any Blushes on hand right now. I do have a lot of my Transformer stuff just kind of stowed away. And you do have some assembly when you do it. You have to put these guys on here. We are these tiny little 3mm pegs, and then this one, same difference right there. Now, you will notice that mine does have Autobot logos here, and I do have another one in another spot, but those are not factory. Those are not tempoed on there. I just put those on there. They are dry transfer stickers that I got from Show Z. If you order anything from Show Z, you know you usually get those dry transfers in the box. So that's what's going on there. Like I said, they don't come with that, but, you know, I wanted to actually, you know, give it a hint of it being an Autobot, including the big logo on the roof. I feel like that's something that is kind of lacking. Though I argued with myself whether there or there made sense. I feel like it made more sense in that spot. So, I don't have any of the other Transformers vehicles handy. I know I'm doing real bad here. As for comparison's sake. So, how about something we haven't seen in a while? I'm gonna go with a Wally. I haven't seen Wally in a while, so there we go. That's how big he is next to good old Wally. Alright, so I guess there's nothing more to do than to transform this guy. So let's go ahead and remove the weapons from underneath it. So you can transform it with some of the weapons in storage, but obviously not these. Though I guess technically speaking, if you put the size in place, you can transform it there. It might just be a little inconvenient, but I think it'll work regardless. So let me see here. But the rest of the weapons and other accessories are already stowed away, so that's not a big deal. Alright, so we want to first come into here and pop open these flaps. You just got a tab there and a slot there that correspond up here. And then let's go ahead and fold that up and get it out of the way. Same thing on this side here. And something I discussed in the Taro video is how this particular chunk of mine does not want to work properly. There's something binding within this hinge area here, so it doesn't really allow for clean transformation. You can see how it kind of, when it folds out, it's at a weird angle. It's not straight. So I think it's not pinned correctly, or something it's just misaligned. Either way, let me know if yours has any issues like that. So that will fold out, but then also unplug the front wheel. And we're basically going to do that. So that tabbed in right there. And then the back doesn't tab into anything. It just sort of goes over this little bump in the leg there, which will also come in handy later. So once again, I'm going to pop it here. You can see this one is a lot smoother. And then we fold that up. Now it just looks a little funny. And we don't have to, but we can get these out of the way just for the moment. And then we're just going to pop the roof up from the front and the back. So you got some posts here that go in there. You got some tabs that also go up in there. You got these tabs that go in there, and you got those little tabs that go up in there. But that gets the roof out of the way, and then we need to bring the legs down from the arms, and they are all tabbed in nice and neat here. Mind you, this is all painted on gray plastic, so it's probably going to chip up around the edges the more you transform it, just so you're aware. So let's get these side skirts out of the way, and we'll bring the legs down. Let's go ahead and finish them up while we're here. Go ahead and split them. It's just this post. And then we're going to rock the whole bit here forward, and then we'll see this bit right here, this funny shape. That will actually lock that in place, because now you can't move it front or back. So that's kind of smart. Kind of a different way to do it. Because a lot of times in the old days, you would have just flipped the foot forward and then bent the knee in a funny angle, which I'm still surprised they didn't do. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and pull out the ankle spur, heel spur. That's what I'm looking for. And then drop the wheel down. So the funny part is, I kind of like the way the wheel looks out. So I guess, if you want it to have it out, you could. It'll just stand a little funnier, a little bit more A stance than you're bargained for. So once again, bring this down. That'll lock into place like so. Heel spur out. Ankle heel wheel down. Ankle heel wheel. All right, so we'll just drop down those. And now we have our Gerwalk mode. Not the best one in the world, but it's here. All right, so the arms, you do have a swivel joint here and one there. So you can bring the arms themselves down, straighten out the hands, and then bring the whole situation forward. Rotate the shoulder pad down and down. We're running out of room here. So one thing I didn't even notice until the last time I transformed it was these slots right here, or at least one of those slots, actually lines up to that tab in vehicle mode. I actually didn't realize that. It was like until I angled it just right in the Taro video. All right, so we'll swing this forward. We'll just do it in a slightly different order so you guys can see what's happening here. So that comes down, flip the wrist up like that, bring that down. Now, we're already showing it off. So before we finish the transformation, I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the accessories that are inside the storage bin back here on the back. So you can see all of that. Lost that one, I'll have to get it in a second. You can see that these basically key in right here. And this weapon is tagged away there. All right. I meant to take those out before and I didn't. Okay, and then last and certainly not least, we have to bring up the head, which is a very stiff hinge on mine. And then the roof will come down like so and kind of line up there. And then it's hard to see, but these tabs right in there will tab into this guy right here for security's sake. And the tabs on the back of the chest there will tab into the roof line. And then you can rotate these up for effect. And then you can put your laser cannons straight up and down if you want to. And then that is it for our Turtle Van Turtle Man. So there we go. That is Party Wallop in his walloping party mode. I don't know what that it's. So it isn't his proper like robot mode. Now, the big thing is, of course, his whole vehicle chest is technically a shield. So you don't have to leave it on there, but if you want it to look more like a Transformer proper, you can. But go ahead and remove it and fold down the post on the inside, and that gives you an arm-mounted shield if you're so inclined to do so. And it can hinge a little bit, and it can rotate a little. But also, another accessory that's right here, the actual thing on the front here, comes off, and it's a little pizza disc. Kind of like the old school thing. Can't remember if the van could throw pizza disc. I know they had a legit like pizza shooter tank thing. I remember that. I'm surprised they didn't try to make that into a Transformer. But, you know, neat little inclusion to have a hidden pizza here. And as far as I can tell, it doesn't serve any other functions. It's just there to be cool. Okay, and you guys will notice I have an Autobot logo here on the belt because you do have the ability to customize this guy however you like to whichever turtle you like. So say we want Leonardo. So we take the Leo swords and we will put one right there. And we'll come back here to stow the other one like Leo would on his back shell. Just like that. And then you can grab the head and pull off the top of the head. Pick your favorite color. Swap that into there. And then here on the belt, you want to flip this up and then rotate it accordingly to your color-coded letter of choice. So there we go. Now we have the Leonardo version. And then I'll do a very quick run through of the others. So there's Raphael. You can hold his side like that, or it can go over here on the little thigh armor there, or hip skirt, however you want to call it. All right, so with Michelangelo, things are a little bit interesting because he does have these nice little nunchucks, and they're on a, well, rather flimsy chain, so I would be a little bit careful. But the storage for this one is actually pretty interesting because you can see it over here off to the right, or left rather. It does clip in right there, and it's one of the few weapons that you can stow with being able to transform the whole thing, along with Donnie's things. Oh, I forgot to take off Raph's Sai. You didn't see that. You did not see that at all. All right, moving on. And for Donatello, you want to just break the thing. Don't break it. But I will say the way this clips together, this really flimsy hinge, it's not great. But you can, of course, have him hold it like so. You know. By the way, the wrist, I haven't gone over articulation or anything else like that. I'm just going over details. I thought there was a way to just store this like on his back, like just as an open thing, but I'm pretty sure you can't. Like, stow it in this mode. I don't think so. I don't think there's a good way to do it. Because I think everybody else's stores away in robot mode, but still gives you the ability to get stuff. Kind of like I did with Leo's swords back there. So we can put Leo's swords on like so. And that's pushing that forward a little bit. I don't want to do that. There we go. Give myself some room to work there. Trying to think if there's anywhere that can go otherwise. I don't think so. Okay, so let's just load him up with all the weapons like you do. The funny thing is, like, even being a transforming robot of whatever proportion, he doesn't have guns, which I find interesting, except for the ones on the shoulder, obviously. And let's tuck these back away. Okay, so that's that. And then this technically, like I said, goes onto his back, inside here, which is pretty annoying if I'm honest, because like there's no just fast way to store it. They could just be nice to have it out in turtle mode. Also, the other thing is they missed an obvious thing here. I mean, it's kind of a reference in a way, but there is a robotic turtle. We do have a metal head, basically. In all versions of Ninja Turtles, there's a robot turtle, especially even in the old version. And I guess the head is sort of meant to be that. But even with the blank version, Metalhead was chrome or silver. So I don't see why they couldn't have just done it, And I do know that, I don't know if it's specifically the Printformers version of like Turtle Prime or it's another. It could actually, it could just be one of the toy versions of Metalhead. I know somebody got the head to swap on because this is just a ball joint. So it's nothing too crazy. So once again, this is just the full robot version. And I want to talk about this just real quick because this does suck a little bit. There's a massive gap back here. Huge gap stuck back here behind the guy. And I think that in a way, this is going to be something maybe DNA designs, because they always do upgrade kits for Transformers. So I wouldn't put it past them to find a way to get these wheels mounted elsewhere, like not on the hips. Like, I don't know that we can, other than completely pulling apart the hips and replacing them. But I hate these hip skirts with the wheels. You have all this room back here. You could have tucked the wheels back inside here to fill out the back of the truck and still saved most of the transformation, but that's just me complaining, I guess. But okay, either way. So ball joint head gets some movement. Of course, you end up moving the back of the turtle shield here, which, by the way, you get the nice little metal bits there. That's pretty cool. Shoulders, you do get a butterfly joint that's locked up because of the back, but if you move this back a little bit, you can get back some of that articulation and be able to get a little bit of swing out from the shoulder. Can go up and down, can rotate all the way around. Shoulder armor goes with it. You do have bicep rotation right above the elbow. You do have every angle possible with a single jointed elbow. You do get the wrist that can rotate. And then if you feel like breaking the sculpt a little bit, you can do that. But that also gives you a little bit of the ability to pull the shield out like in front. So if you want to have that sort of situation, you can do that, or you can pull the arm in front to guard, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Bring it back up like that, or just tuck it back, whatever. Does have waist rotation, No ab crunch, which is funny because it looks like it can do ab crunch if you pay attention right here, but that's just the hinge for the belt. Obviously, the skirts move, stay there, and you can do an okay Jean Claude, but those get in the way. Can kick forward, kind of a stiff, very stiff joint there. Can kick back about that far. The knee works for transformation, at least 90 degrees, probably just a little more than straight there. Ankles, you do get some incredible ankle rocker, but nothing forward unless you break the sculpt. So you can do like that if you really want to get like a way back pose. All right, so let me see what it's like if you leave the wheels out. I just want to see here. Get that A stance going on. Does it lock the ankle in place? Oh, it must do. Okay. Oh, there is a tab right there that does lock the ankle in. My bad. So let's bring that down just a little. Yeah, let's bring that down so it's not locking the ankle in place. Then put it back up. Let's see. That might have given us a little bit more range. And I think I like the wheels down like that a little bit nicer. Also makes for a very cool. Whoa, hold on. Fun surprises with toys. It is what it is, guys. And of course, if you're looking on doing it in reverse mode, obviously you can just tuck these guys back under the shield for storage sake. No big deal. And then of course we have the Wally Meister right there for a little bit of size comparison. Or teasers. There it is. Next to a Dinobot. So he's pretty sizable. I mean, he is not a tiny figure at all. And as for being a very cool crossover vehicle, I think the only one that's probably going to top it is going to be the Knight Rider one that's coming out later this year. But that's not going to be like this. I think that's technically an MP. I could be wrong. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think of a good old party wall up here. Is it your favorite, or which of your turtles would be your favorite? Or are you going to go with like a mix and match? Or are you going to try to find a metalhead head that will fit on this thing so you can give them a full robotic situation, which is kind of what I'm keen on doing, because I think it would look better with a chrome head instead of just the blank turtle head. And because I want to go with more of an Autobot logo, which, by the way, I didn't show that off there. That's why I did it on the back like that, because it looks kick-ass. All right, so either way, that's going to be it for this review, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Go check out the rest of the Transformer stuff. If you want to see my initial reaction to all of these figures, Transformers, and everything else, and a whole lot of stuff that never makes it to the channel, go check out the Patreon. So the Shoky Patreon, you can go check that out. You get the uncut podcast as well. You get live streams 3 times a month, specifically for the Patreon. And then, of course, all of these figures as I first get them. These things, the 3-0 Power Rangers, stuff like that is all things that I'm getting in right now. So if you're remotely interested in doing that and helping support the channel a little bit more and getting a lot more content, catered pretty much directly to you, Patreon's the place to go. And of course, it helps support the channel far more than YouTube does. So, and I will see you guys later. Remember, as always, keep on partying, transform and party out. Kawachunga? I don't know. Some kind of turtle and Transformers thing.